Charles was talking about in the news here a couple of minutes ago. General Kevin Kiley, who is the Surgeon General for the Army, who was the guy who we were wailing on yesterday because of this idiotic interview that he gave to Judy Woodruff on the NewsHour with Jim Lehrer yesterday. They had this press conference there at Walter Reed, and it's essentially saying that the series from Dana Priest and Ann Hull in the Washington Post is unfairly characterized the living conditions and care for soldiers recuperating over there at Walter Reed, and went on to acknowledge that some pretty distressing conditions in some rooms in Building 18, but General Kiley said the problems were neither widespread nor symptoms of a system that allows soldiers to languish. And at one point he was reduced to saying it's not the Ritz-Carlton at Pentagon City. I'll grant you that, which is another idiotic statement. It's like saying, well, when I'm jogging around the compound in the morning, I see the doctor showing up at 5 a.m. There's a guy that just doesn't get it. And in addition to all of that, why doesn't General Kiley go there? Get General Kiley and the rest of them, let them go live in that building for a month or two and see how they like it. Now, here's what, and I know, boys and girls, you love when I read to you.
I do.
So gather around your little radios there in your cars and on your TVs. So this is an outstanding editorial in the New York Times this morning that puts this thing in the proper perspective and pretty much summarizes what Dana Priest and Ann Hull have written in the Washington Post. When the Senate next debates whether to debate the Iraq War, members would do well to visit Walter Reed Army Medical Center, just 5 miles to the north. There they can run a stark reality check on how the country is failing the war's wounded, despite all those capital orations about unstinted support of our fighting troops. As fine as the surgery wards have been through a 5-year torrent of battle casualties, Walter Reed has seen the shameful growth of a parallel village of almost 700 traumatized and maimed outpatients. Far too many of these souls wait lost and wasted, abandoned by the posts and the Army's shambling bureaucracy. The outpatient world has become a holding ground for desperation and dysfunction, according to a Washington Post investigative report. Some drift away unnoticed, AWOL, while others huddle in their rooms depressed and forgotten. The scenes uncovered by the Post range from slumlord conditions in one residential building to drug abuse and suicide among desperate patients caught in a catch-22, where psychologically damaged veterans are put in charge of fellow sufferers. A staff sergeant who had his eye and skull shattered in Iraq stumbled about after his release from a surgical recovery room. He was handed a map and ordered to find his way across the sprawling post, 113-acre post, I believe, to the outpatient unit. After he found his room and sat for weeks like some accidental tourist with no doctor appointments and no official concern, shouldn't they contact me, he wondered. The Army is promising to rush repairs and extra personnel, but the shameful neglect at Walter Reed is more proof of how America's leaders, all of them, I added that, despite all the rhetoric about unlimited support for the troops, are failing the nation's warriors in this disastrous war. You know who supports the troops more than General Kiley does? Susan Sarandon. So, I mean, that's what we've come to here. Is less arrogant about it, because I talked to her a couple of weeks before this report in the Washington Post broke, alerting me to the same kinds of concern.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she was aware of what was going on there at Building 18. Well, none of us were.
No, but the languishing in the system and the bureaucracy and all of that, absolutely.
Specifically what she talked about. So, and not for any other reason, and just wanted me, because had heard me talking about some other aspect of it. So that's the reality of what's going on there. Now, Bill White from the Fallen Heroes Intrepid Fund, he's a friend of General Kiley's, and I guess General Kiley wants me to come down, and well, I'll be happy to come down, but I want to look at everything. So, and talk to everybody. I don't need to be, and I don't need to be on. I don't want to go around on a guided tour with them, so that these soldiers are intimidated by a bunch of generals standing there with me.
I don't want to have minders with me. No.
I can find my way around down there myself.
Damn right.
With as soon as I get some new people here at MSNBC, because I'm not going to work with the people I'm working with now, Bigfoot and these other people.
That's over.
Because they're disloyal, backstabbing schmucks who want to blame me for everything because I lose my temper after stuff goes on for weeks. I mean, this is outrage. No, let me come down there and let me wander around with a camera crew, and I can find my way around, and I can figure out some questions to ask, and I know where to go. I'll take Charles with me. Charles can help me.
Absolutely. You know what time it is?
11 minutes.